You secure the promotion. The relationship is thriving. You finally reach a point where the ground beneath you feels permanent. And then, the stability shatters. A missed deadline, a hostile reaction to a minor comment, or a sudden destructive impulse strips away years of progress in a single afternoon. Sitting in the aftermath, the immediate panic gives way to a quiet, hollowed-out confusion. You trace your steps backward and arrive at a familiar conclusion. You assume your own deep-seated flaws surfaced, causing you to break your own life apart. But examining the timeline reveals a different reality. The design of this failure belongs to someone else. The blueprints were drawn by the person you considered a sanctuary, the one who listened flawlessly when you were at your lowest. This operates through a mechanism called vulnerability extraction. It is a systematic, premeditative method of weaponizing intimacy. The catastrophe you experience as self-sabotage is the intentional deployment of a long-term trap. To see how the structure is built, we have to examine the beginning of the relationship. It starts by establishing an environment of complete safety. The manipulator mirrors your emotions and validates your struggles. They simulate an intense, undivided empathy that encourages you to drop your guard. This performance creates a psychological vacuum. Silence in their presence feels expectant, actively drawing out your private thoughts to fill the space. You respond by handing over your deepest insecurities. You detail your exact fears, your failures, and the specific things that trigger your shame. For you, speaking these things aloud provides a profound cathartic release. For them, it is a focused data collection process. That curated safe space is a terminal used to harvest raw material for future exploitation. While you are talking, they are not listening to understand. They are listening to index. This diagram shows the indexing process. Your raw emotions are pulled apart and sorted into rigid, weaponizable data points. These files are locked down and tucked away. They watch your steady climb to success while this arsenal remains untouched. This patience is driven by a specific anxiety. As your life improves, the likelihood that you will outgrow your reliance on them increases. The indexing protocol acts as an insurance policy. It is a hidden emotional armory, built to neutralize your independence the moment you threaten to break free. The protocol remains inactive until you hit a critical peak. You find happiness, your career accelerates, and you no longer require their constant validation. That is when the pressure is applied. A timed text, a subtle look, or a whispered word in a crowded room strikes the match. This precise trigger drags your indexed shame back to the surface, short-circuiting your current confidence with a memory of past inadequacy. Overwhelmed by the sudden exposure, you react. You panic, overcompensate, and instinctively tear down your own opportunity to escape the perceived judgment. The manipulator wins by staying out of the blast radius. They engineer the conditions that guarantee you destroy yourself. Analyzing the wreckage through these mechanics reveals why the trap worked so effectively. The specific vulnerability you confessed, the past mistake or the fear, lacked any inherent power to destroy your current success. The manipulator's index specifically identifies facts you are desperate to keep hidden. If you are indifferent to the secret being known, the data point becomes useless. The leverage depends entirely on your own fear of exposure. When you stop hiding the flaw, the fuel for the trap evaporates. The manipulator treats you as a storage unit for their own control. Every private fear you hand over to someone who hasn't earned your trust acts as another brick reinforcing the walls around your potential. To stop the extraction process, you must cut off the supply. You must guard your borders and refuse to surrender your vulnerabilities on demand. The choice is absolute. Fiercely maintain sovereignty over your own mind, or function forever as a pawn in someone else's game.